Okay, we're here with LPL Week 1. Fix layout a bit. This layout is not exactly the greatest. I need to resize my layout a bit because I changed it for a draft analysis. Welcome to LPL Week 1. The Drippy dracovish. We're making our first ever game as a team. Of course, I played draft before, but it's my first ever game with a new team. My first ever Ubers match as well in LPL Marathon. We played against Orange Soda. This is a post-com video because I played the game on a tablet. This is the second time I played a game on a tablet. But going into this matchup, Mega Blastoise was very scary to prep for because my fastest Pokemon that gets Scarf is Victini. Mega Blastoise outspeeds that with like not even half investment and is still able to run Modest to wreck through my entire team. For some reason, he did not draft a 26 pointer, meaning that I had the advantage that I had a broken Pokemon and he did, which was amazing. I mean, Mega Blastoise and Dragapult are still pretty broken, but made it a little bit difficult to plan around this because I knew that I should have brought Earth Power and Arceus to take care of the Heatran, so I didn't get walled by Heatran, but I wanted to bring EQ with some physical attack investment to be able to take on the Galar Slowking as well. But because of Grass Terrain, that kind of was impossible. I'm not going to go over all my sets right now. I'll link the Pokepaste in the description so you can check that if you want to see exactly what I was running and all the EV spreads I was running and everything. I ran no calcs in this game since you can't calc and tablet. You can't have the calc open and have sports open on tablet, which kind of sucks, but let's go and get into this match and make sure that the music is off. So starting off in this match, I lead with Makoto, my Victini, and he leads with Tapu Bulu. This is a very good lead for me because Tapu Bulu gets scared out by Victini here. Like easily just gets scared out here because if I click V-Create, he's dying, and that's something that he really has to be afraid of. So I'm just here. This is a Scarf Victini because it's my best way to, because it's good answer to Dragapult. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna click U-turn here. He does end up switching out into his Dragapult, and I U-turn right out on here. And looking at what else I go into Kirumi, my Rotom Wash here. I go into Rotom Wash here because they can tank hits from Dragapult decently well. This is a Rest Rotom. It's not Rest Stock, it just has Rest. It's Rest, Volt Switch, Hydro Pump, and T-Wave is what it has. So I'm just like, okay, since he has no ground type, he has nothing to switch into it. His ground type is a Claydol, so I kind of understand not bringing it. But like, you have no ground type to switch into this incoming T-Wave. Like, I can pretty freely click T-Wave. Either going into a Slowking, Grass Seed raises its defense, and we do hit the T-Wave off. I will go ahead and just Volt Switch out here, not wanting to risk anything, and go straight into Gundam my Mana Buzz because it kind of walls him. He clicks Calm Mind, which really confuses me. Because Slowking Galar is not really a sweeper. You don't see sweeping Slowking Galar that much. So that was a little bit confusing. I just click knockoff. But I forget that he doesn't have an item. He clicks slack off. I just click defog, get rid of his terrain one turn early, get rid of some of his passive recovery, which is really going to be useful. I go straight into Kibo, my mana growth, and he gets fully paralyzed right there. The things after the game, he said that paralysis mattered because he was going to click slack off right there. But in reality, it didn't matter because he was at full health. So clicking slack off didn't matter there. I switch in Gundam to take a Shadow Ball pretty well. Click knockoff, and he clicks Calm Mind again. And I go into, I U-turn and go into Victini here, knowing that I need to pray he doesn't click Shadow Ball. He gets fully paralyzed, so I'm not 100% sure about what he did. That might have been the paralysis that he said mattered. Of course, there's a few paralysis in this game, but nothing that was really that bad. Makoto clicks V-Create, gets some big damage off here, then unfortunately falls down. We go straight into Kibo, and then we just click EQ. And he lives on 1. The insane roll that he needed to live on 1% HP. I have terrible luck when it comes to rolls. And he gets fully paralyzed, thankfully, and doesn't take out my Kibo. I go for Meteor Mash, the chance to make up for the hacks. And he keeps saying he got cheated. And I'm just telling him that you got the perfect roll, too. I'm like, you got the perfect roll, I got the paralysis, cancels out. I get the attack boost, and he goes into Heatran here. Heatran does not kill me, and that's actually a very high roll. We compared spreads at the end of the game and did calcs. That's like that's maybe like that's like top 30% roll. So of course he tells me that I hacks him out this game, but in reality he hacks me out because he got so many insane rolls. I go and switch out to save my Metagross. He goes for Dragon Dart, really confuses me as well. because physical Dragon Pulse is not something you often see, so I was pretty confused to see that there. He goes straight into the top of Lulu here. I kind of understand that. I go straight into Monica, making a prediction that he's gonna stay in a click Thunderbolt or something. Monica's not that bad here. He ends up setting up a light screen as I click Combine. I Judgment for some pretty good damage off on here as he just roars me out. His sets are just insane here. And he just makes the insane mistake because we get Kiba out here. Our Meteor Mash connects and Tapu Bulu goes down. Next up, he decides to go into his Blastoise now. He Mega Evolves. I just T-Punch. He clicks Shell Smash right here, and this is pretty bad. Because anybody who's played Standard Draft knows Mega Choice is always banned with Shell Smash because it's insanely broken with Shell Smash. But with Shell Smash, it's very scary to prep for because it's fast and it hits insanely hard. But that chip is really necessary. I decided that I'm just going to let my Metagross go down here to an attack. He ends up going Scald instead of Water Pulse, and I go straight into Kirumi my Rotom Wash. He clicks Scald and gets a critical hit, which actually does kind of matter because now my Rotom's at a much lower HP, and now I'm going to not find the percentage I'm going to need. I'm not going to find the situations I need to click Rest, which could end up hurting my Rotom Wash, and could have actually ended up costing me this game. I do connect the T-Wave, and then he goes ahead and he just clicks Scald again, does a lot to me, gets me on 5%. He also gets the burn, meaning that Rotom Wash cannot switch in anymore safely because it will die to burn. I go into Gunamere Season related to go into. He goes into Aggron. I'll click Roost to not die to Head Smash, and this is where it starts to get a little bit stally. I stall out all his Heavy Slam PP right here. You'll see this. I'm probably gonna end up fast forwarding this part. It's very boring. It's just me clicking Roost and him clicking Heavy Slam for a few hours. So I'm gonna put this on fast real quick. It's just a little bit boring. It's just me clicking Roost and him clicking Heavy Slam. I'm actually going to hyper fast because this part is pretty slow. Yeah, it's just a back and forth. Alright, here are the last few turns of that little stall fest we had right there. Just because I really needed to not lose Mana Buzz right there. Kinda wanted to save that differential right there. Neil's very time again. Now he has nothing he can do. I just U-turn out on him. And I go to Rotom Wash. Rotom Wash is forced to a sack because, of course, because of the crit, because of the burn. I was never going to get a chance to come in and rest to heal back up. He Head Smashes, gets some chip off on himself, but also dies. I go into Sakura, my Hitmonchan, as he protects, as I click Drain Punch. Now, I make the prediction. He's going to go into Dragon Ball here. And he does, and I click Ice Punch. And bye-bye Dragon Ball. I just watched a Hitmonchan kill a Dragon Ball. Take that. He goes straight back into Aggron, and Mach Punch finishes this off, ending my win drought. I had not won a game since I won Week 1 Kahlo versus Rabbit. We finally ended the win drought again. It seems like I do pretty good in off seasons because TC off season was the only league I've ever actually done semi decent in. But looking at that, yeah, that was a pretty good game. In general, it was a good game. If you just my opponent, he kept crying out about getting cheated out that game. You were not cheated out that bad. Pretty much everything you did canceled out. It took us a good like 20 minutes in discussion to finally figure all that stuff out. Next week we will play Shadow Time, and hopefully we can win against a Zacian hero team. That's gonna be very fun to prep for.